Go, go,
Go, go,
go,
shorty.
shorty.
It's
It's
your
your
birthday.
birthday.
Yeah, everybody has their problematic fave. That nigga ain't shit, but that song goes.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blackout Test Podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host, and
Karen.
we are live on a Wednesday, ready to do some podcasting. Find us everywhere that you get podcasts. The official weapon of the show is
Told ya.
an unofficial sport
Football.
and bullet ball extreme, extreme, extreme. Leave feedback. Okay, you go to blackouttips.com. It's all in the show notes, all the contact info. Leave us 5-star reviews. You can do all that stuff. Our website is where you get everything. It's where you can go premium, theblackguywhotips.com/premium. Don't forget our merch. Okay, we have new merch, new designs in the store. That link is also in the show notes. So if you want to represent the Blackout Tips, it makes us so happy when we see you guys tag us when you're going out and about in your Blackout Tip stuff. I got a DM from a person today. She had the Guess the Race shirt. She said she's representing in Atlanta. There's another dude who went to see like a concert and he was rocking the shirt, and I just happened to see his because it was in the algorithm when I was scrolling my Instagram. I said, "Oh wait, I know Elaine. That's that dude's wearing our shirt." So it makes us feel good, and we're always trying to constantly update it with designs and stuff for stuff y'all might want. So yeah, appreciate y'all, and we're always accepting artwork from people that want to make art for the show based on like stuff we've said and stuff. So if you're an artist out there and you want to get some pub, maybe I'll throw a little change in your pocket, you know what I'm saying, let a brother know, because some of our favorite artwork has just come from fans who listen and also do art.
Yes.
And they're just like, yo, you can use this for a t-shirt, you can use this to promote the show. And yeah, we love that stuff. All right, any banter today, Karen? I don't think I have any either. I don't think I wrote nothing down. So yeah, I think that's it, guys. I don't think there's any banter to do. So we're just gonna play a beat and then we're gonna get into the news articles. Okay, here we go. All right. I know I've been saying funny stuff because I remember I tweeted something and thought, oh, I should write that down for the show, but then I forgot.
That's why I have to jot it down. Like, it's a lot of shit that does happen. So I'm forcing myself whenever shit hits just to jot it down, because if I don't, I forget.
Yeah, I got caught slipping. That's on me. I don't know. I normally don't get caught slipping
Right,
like
because
that.
I'm like, don't nothing interesting happen, and in reality, shit be happening. I'm like, I just don't be jotting it down.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm scrolling to see if I can find it. Oh, I remember what it was. When whenever you see one of these celebrities that is in one of these gross age different relationships, I'm saying gross because that's what y'all say. I personally, two consenting adults, I try my best to not judge, but I have thoughts, I have jokes, I have opinions, but what am I gonna say? Y'all might be star-crossed lovers and just y'all, there's a 40-year gap, who knows, right? But whenever I see that shit, I always wonder about, do they watch In the Heat of the Night reruns before bed?
They don't.
Because that's what I did with my grandmama. And when you're dating somebody old enough to be your grandmama or your granddaddy,
Child, y'all go to early bird special, dinner at 6, bed by 7.
and the way that you see this set up is typically the older person has the money, younger person has the cum gutters, and then you just, and it makes sense, like, hey, this person is old enough to be able to say, look past my age and holla at me because you like nice air conditioning in a big mansion. And shit, it will work on a lot of us. A lot of us would have traded it At 25, we would have been like, well, I guess I'm gonna be judged. I mean, really, they judging your old ass, not me.
Right.
So,
Right. And you die, I just inherit everything.
well, sometimes,
Sometimes, yeah, depending on the
right.
relationship and if you're married and stuff like
Yeah, a
that.
lot
Yeah.
of times they find ways not to give them but still, it's a
Right.
nice life for however long you can take it.
Ain't that the truth?
Okay, I've been late on rent before. I've thought about it, Like, let me see what Miss Ethel talking about. Better bring on them whips and chains.
Somebody said eating butter cookies at the 10. Yeah, did they even know about that?
Yeah.
You get them some cookies at the 10, they be like, the fuck is this?
Like, if you date Leonardo DiCaprio, are y'all watching A-Team and MASH before dinner and night? Like,
Are y'all watching Charlie's Angels?
whenever he's like, oh man, this reminds me of this episode of Fall Guy, you gotta be like, no, honey, no, it's not. It's a movie. It's not a TV show. It's a movie. It's starring Ryan Gosling, and he's like, no, it's a TV show. I used to watch when I was a kid, and now you should enjoy it because you're
Yes,
still
you
basically a
should.
kid. Or is it the opposite way? Is the older person like, oh my God, I love Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Like it's shared, like turn on Adult Swim, young black man. Oh my goodness. Oh, Loiter Squad. I love Tyler the Creator. Like,
Yes, that honestly, that's how I found out about Tyler the Creator, through Loader Squad. That shit was flames.
yeah, of course. You skipping over my joke. But my point being, maybe the old person is a super cool old person. Maybe Madonna is somewhere keeping up on all the new shit. She's like, oh my God, turn that Not Like Us up. Freaky ass nigga, he's 69 God, and because she says it, she's like, I got a black daughter, I can say it. That's my nigga, she can say that. Anyway, that was my banter. I'm glad I remembered it now. All right. The biggest news right now is Puff Daddy. The Rolling Stone dropped a long expose that took 6 months of research to write. They dropped it today.
So this has been something they've been working on.
6 months of research. It's a credit to journalism. It's a credit to having budgets, the places that still believe in that.
And it takes a while. That shit don't come out overnight.
And whenever they drop these things, I'm always reminded of it's such a catch-22, especially for black celebrities and black fans of these celebrities, because at once they become like, why are they spending all this time trying to find out Jonathan Majors? And they, then they come up with every defense to not believe it. But to me, I'm like, I don't know. They did the research.
Right.
There's multiple accounts. It's cross-checked. Because
they ain't gonna come out with no bullshit.
Yeah, this is a journalist. Now, you may still find that you don't want to believe some shit, or you may find that it's, because they can still get things wrong. I forget the case, but I do remember there was one sexual assault case with a frat that they got wrong in the article, and it turned out that woman had lied, and then they later did put out an article retracting a lot of it and being like, yes, so she basically lied, and we got tricked. But in general, that stuff doesn't happen with them. So I can't read the whole thing. It's too long to read on the air, but they did put 10 key takeaways from the article.
Okay.
One, abuse allegations against Combs date back to his college years.
Oh.
One classmate told, because he went to Howard, I believe, he showed up outside a women's dorm one night, began screaming for a girlfriend in a belligerent manner. Other women in the dorm quickly began running through the halls, knocking on doors in a panic, according to the source. They were sounding alarms that Combs, known by the nickname Puff, was attacking the young woman outside. Puff is out here acting crazy. He's beating her.
Oh,
he screamed and hollered and acted a stone fool until she came downstairs, says another student who witnessed the beating. She says Combs used what appeared to be a belt to strike the young woman all over the place. Speaking on the condition of anonymity due to the sensitive nature of the incident, the witness says Combs appeared super angry and was screaming at the top of his lungs, adding that he whipped her butt, like he really whipped her butt.
Oh
The
no.
witness say the woman was clearly terrorized. She was trying to defend herself a little bit. She was crying, and we were telling him, "Get off her." We were screaming for her. A third source also recalled the alleged incident to Rolling Stone. The woman at the center of the alleged attack declined to speak with Rolling Stone. Three. That's at least three witnesses, and then she just didn't decline to speak because wow, I'm sure that's a very scary thing to even have to talk about right now.
And you're like, nope, because you do it, and folks are fucking nuts. And next thing you know, everybody doesn't want to deal with all the backlash and all the negativity and all the people that go after these victims. They dock these victims. They blame these victims. Everybody don't want to go through that, y'all.
Two, Combs allegedly beat a music executive bloody over the man's relationship with Combs' ex Kim Porter. In 2000, Porter's fledgling courtship with late music executive Shakir Stewart enraged Combs when the industry gathered in for L.A. Reid's wedding in Italy that summer. Combs went to Stewart's hotel room after the ceremony, allegedly broke a chair over Stewart's head. Stewart's mother and two of her close friends told Rolling Stone he left him bleeding on the hotel floor in Italy. He had to have stitches, and then Combs threatened him, "I'm going to kill you." That's when I said, "You need to get out of this business. This man is crazy." And people were saying like they need to reopen the investigation into Shakir Stewart's death and Kim Porter's death, because now people are like, how do you know Combs didn't finally deliver on that promise? Combs sexually harassed a business associate at a 2001 party. There was a hotel was throwing a black. He went to a Peninsula hotel where he was throwing a massive bash to celebrate the verdict of the acquittal in the shooting incident at the New York club. Anna, a freelance graphic designer working with Bad Boy's marketing team, says Combs approached her, began to massage her shoulders. She requested a pseudonym, citing fear of retribution. Although, with the details in this, I'm sure he knows who she is.
Right.
I'm getting touched on my shoulder, my arms, my back. He's like, "Oh yeah, you like that? I know you like that. Like really, really gross." I was like, "No, not so much." And I floated my way out of there. She says she avoided him the rest of the night. Weeks later, her boss's girlfriend confided that Combs allegedly approached the boss that night at a party to solicit me for sex. Anna says Anna told her about both the encounter and the proposed arrangement when they began working together a few years later. The boss did not respond to Rolling Stone's request for an interview, and the girlfriend declined to speak.
Right. Yeah. A lot of people are like, don't want them problems.
Yeah. Combs allegedly attacked a woman inside Bad Boy's offices. He once physically assaulted a woman inside Bad Boy's offices in 1994, according to someone named Burroughs. He and another ex-employee tell Rolling Stone they had to tear Combs off the woman after hearing screams and the sound of shattering glass. Felicia Newsom, the first manager of Bad Boy's recording studio, Daddy's House, recalls once holding Combs back when he was about to beat this girl's ass after a fight broke out between two women. I'm holding him by his waist saying, "You need to calm down. This is not your fight." Three accusers speak out for the first time. It isn't about money. Three of the women now suing him for sexual assault tell Rolling Stone that once they learned their abuse was part of an alleged pattern, it was time to lend their voices to hold them accountable.
That's what you've been saying. You saying all it takes is just one, and everybody else like, oh, word. So it ain't just me then.
Honestly, man, I don't think people truly stop and understand how much one person being believed tears everything down. Like they just turn it into opportunistic. They just trying to get this money. But honestly, how many of us have stories where we're like, well, no one's gonna believe that shit, so let me just shut the fuck up. I don't want to make a fuss. It's not gonna happen. I guess I'm never gonna get justice for this shit. And then one person is like, oh yeah, I got some level of evidence, or I'm famous, or people like me, and people go, I believe this person. And then you're like, well shit, let me tell everybody what happened to me, because now that we're in a place to believe people, here we go, Also, like I said, I think it's also about weakness right now, because my guess is with people truly believing this man has killed people and gotten away with it, that's another huge reason people are like, no. But with the feds on him, maybe they feel like he's going down and now is my time to step up.
Right, because it's like similar with Bill Cosby and even with R. Kelly, when they feel like you don't have the chokehold over the industry, like you used to. Like you can't really dominate and blackball them as much and all this stuff. Your word doesn't have the strength nor the power that it used to have. People are like, okay, I feel more comfortable saying something now. Yeah, I might get something might happen, but it ain't gonna be compared to how it was when you was at your height.
Yeah. Combs was jealous of Tupac's friendship with Notorious Big. They also said because Pac didn't respect Puff, but him and Big were close. And also said when Big tried to get himself out of his deal, that the people feel like that's the reason that Puff Man had something to do with him dying. Mm. So because behind the scenes apparently their lawyers were going at it to get Big out of his deal and to get his publishing, and that was a time where Puff Daddy literally just would not do that for people. Let's see. Sources say he has abandonment issues, wouldn't let women in his life move on. I mean, that's kind of a lot of abusers or relationship abuse people have these issues and shit. Yeah, after Combs and Lopez broke up, Jennifer Lopez, Combs had staffers camp outside of MTV's TRL studios with signs to win her back. Ventura claims that every time she hid from him, Combs' network of operatives found her and implored her to return, including a Bad Boy executive who threatened to withhold the release of her music if she didn't return Combs' call. Burroughs believes Combs losses at a young age, especially the murder of his father, took a toll on his relationships. So he quickly sought the spotlight after Biggie's death. So apparently they wanted to make a Rolling Stone cover with Biggie and about his death. It was a few months after the death, and they were like, boom. And Diddy said no, put me on the cover because I want to promote No Way Out. My album's coming out. I need to be on the cover of Rolling Stone. They said also he ordered LaJoyce Brookshire, the former director of publicity for Arista and Bad Boy, to focus on all efforts on Wallace's upcoming album Laugh at the Death. Combs denied Brookshire's request for time off to process her grief and instead demanded she work until the album was number one, top 10, top 10, top 10, she recalls. Let's see. Co-workers showed disdain for Combs behind his back inside the Bad Boys offices. Burroughs recalls jealous uptown executives referring to Combs as Satan and flipping him off as they walk by his office. They say it was difficult to work for, claiming employees who wanted to stick around had to learn how to speak puffy. A demanding boss, Combs often yelled to get his point across and fired employees on a whim. No one on his team at Bad Boy spoke back to him. No one challenged him. They said Mace called him massive behind his back. Mace did not respond for comment. He was so volatile, says a source who sometimes worked with Bad Boy. He's always on the edge of snapping and being scared. People did whatever he said to stay in his good graces, and Puffy exploited people's desires to be in those environments.
That's the whole point.
And then, of course, stuff we already knew. Many Bad Boy artists were unhappy and think he blacklisted them.
And complained, and yeah.
So, also, federal investigators reportedly are preparing to bring his accusers before a grand jury. So this shit is getting real. Like I said when that video dropped after the raid, I was like, they got that probably from him. Like Cassie said in that lawsuit, he held on to that fucking video, and damn it if that video ain't dropped. And we know it's not actionable by itself, but the fact that it's even out there says they got a cavalcade of fucking information, and they just, this is all speculation on my part, but if that came out, then they're sitting on more,
of course.
And if they're sitting on more, then I think they going after him. They're gearing up to go after him.
Mm-hmm.
And this the DOJ, this is the Justice Department. Like,
oh yeah, they don't waste their time after.
Only thing that can probably help him is the same thing Trump hoping for is Trump get elected. And then they'll probably drop this shit because Trump's corrupt and wouldn't want to deal with it.
All right.
But yeah, investigators have notified potential witnesses, including those who have filed civil lawsuits against Combs, that they might be called to testify before a federal grand jury in New York City. This move represents a significant escalation in the government's ongoing investigation into the Bad Boy Records founder. He's been named in 8 civil lawsuits since November, 7 of which directly accuse him of sexual assault. So yeah, this shit is getting fucking real.
Right, and these are the ones we know of.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot we'll never know of, and a lot like the same thing with Bill Cosby and R. Kelly. There's a lot of victims that died, and you will never know their story because they're no longer here to tell the story.
Well, we know Kim Porter's dead. We
Yeah,
know it.
yeah.
And by a lot of accounts, they're saying there was abuse that happened there. So New York City Mayor Eric Adams, officer mayor, said he is still looking into revoking Sean Diddy Combs' key to the city. It's a long, extensive
If
investigation.
y'all don't get out of here.
It's hard, Karen, to look into. You gotta look into it.
New York City is not boat locked because I came there, y'all. I don't know who he trying to keep out with the key to the city.
Shaka Khan's daughter had left a comment under Diddy's apology video. The video he put out where he said he hit rock bottom.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "I'm glad this is happening to you. You got in my mother's face and publicly disrespected her, yelling and screaming like a lunatic when my little brother tried to get you out of my mother's face. Your security jumped my 19-year-old brother. These may be your dark days, but I'm singing and dancing, watching your demise. At Shaka Khan, isn't it great, Mom?"
Well, damn.
A lot of smiling emojis and a lot of dancing emojis.
Ooh, she was like, I got a problem.
Yep. So, I love to see it, Patty.
She's like, I got something to say. Hollering at my mama.
Talk about keeping that same energy.
Yes.
I fucking love to see it.
She was not playing.
Yeah. We need more of this in the world. I don't know why everybody got to be above it. That's why I wasn't even feeling all them fake prayers and shit in there. Like, oh, you just got to pray. Like, no, nigga. You know what you did. But yeah, them feds on his ass, so it's fitting to get fucking real.
Yep.
Like feds do not miss normally. Let's see what other news we got. Justice Samuel Alito is saying he's not recusing himself for none of the Supreme Court cases dealing with Trump, despite the flag controversy. And the flag controversy are he has 2 different homes where they flew the flag in support of the insurrection. The American flag upside down, and the other one was this something to the heavens thing, which means you're deep in the rabbit hole of the QAnon / MAGA hive, that type of 4chan Reddit shit, because the vast majority of us wouldn't know what the fuck that flag meant. If you put this something to the heavens flag out there, we'd be like, what? Like, we might know something's up when you put the flag upside down, because that's literally like a sign of distress for the military and shit like that. But this other flag, I wouldn't even know it was a problem. He says it's based off a dispute with a neighbor, but then they've investigated that.
Don't believe you.
Well, they investigated it.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's not about not believing him. They know he's lying. They investigated it, and the dispute with the neighbor happened months after the flag was already upside down. So he lied.
Right.
And the thing is, there's no checks and balances with the Supreme Court.
Right.
There's nothing that can be done except to have a person in power as president at the time that one of these motherfuckers resigns or dies. That's it. We're not getting some other fucking solution coming. Even though the packing the court thing is almost fucking impossible to do.
Right.
And of course breaks the precedent that, well, shit, when it's my turn, 97 new judges. Fuck it. Since you put 3, I'm putting 97. Like that's what people don't really understand about this situation, because they don't want to do the easy thing that is not the hard thing, but it's just not the controversial thing you get to morally ground stand on.
Right.
You don't get to grandstand on. You don't get to be on a high horse about it. The only thing you really get to do is put somebody in charge that'll fucking pick a better person.
Right.
That's it. That's it. That's the fucking solution. So I don't even know what to tell people. That you can try to do all the mental gymnastics you want. You ain't getting around this one.
No, you're not.
You either have a Democratic president at the time these motherfuckers ain't in there, or that's it. And for the record, we gonna just have to keep living through this shit, because they're not done.
No, they are not.
They're not done. Like more cases are coming before them, and
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna take a while to undo, if ever, the damage, which I don't think you can undo, but the damage of 2016, the motherfuckers being like, well, I just can't. Well, motherfucker, you knew a Supreme Court seat was on the line. You didn't give a fuck. You decided it was time to grandstand, and this is the fuck we're getting. People's abortion rights getting repealed, all the DEI initiatives getting overturned, affirmative action getting taken out of shit. Like, we're watching our rights be taken away, and motherfuckers still acting like it's a goddamn game. And yeah, and this guy, he knows y'all can't do shit, so he just gonna be up there every major court decision, even those involving Trump, being even more of a shield than Clarence Thomas is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's even like, that's the thing. Clarence Thomas is batshit shield, fly me out, freaky ass nigga. Like, he is 100% paid for play, and Alito's crazier than him.
Yep.
So, and that's who running the court. These motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It ain't Roberts. These motherfuckers the one that's running the court. It's the same way that the MAGA people run the Republican Party, because these craven cowards only want power. So of course, anything to get them power, they'll make that deal with the devil every fucking time. So yeah, they're like, oh, I guess, we got to give in to the most MAGA-ish bullshit on the fucking bench, because we just want to rule over everybody. We don't care about the logic and the reason. It's gonna be a lot of fucking cold days from here on out, dog. So, and I don't really want to hear shit. If Biden loses in November, I really don't want to hear shit. I really don't. Cause it's like, no, y'all didn't give a fuck. You can't have it both ways. I don't want to hear that you gave a fuck about nothing. Cause I'm not gonna believe you. I'm like, but you really didn't give a fuck, because you had a chance to kind of stem the tide on these issues, and you didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. It's one of those things where, if Biden loses, a lot of people can kiss my whole entire ass, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Because it's not time for playing the games. It's not time for hemming and hawing. It's not time for debates. And the two sides, they are not equal. They're not. I don't want to hear that. I understand, people want politicians to make them feel good. Bitch, it ain't about feeling good. They want them to give them a quote unquote reason to vote for them. Well, one person is like death to them all. Let them eat cake. Literally let them die through COVID. That's what one person did. And he said, if I get elected again, bitch, I'm gonna make it worse. That's what the other person is doing. And the person in office now going, I don't have all the answers. Yeah, it's fucked up over there in Palestine. I'm trying to do my best. Am I perfect? No. Do I get it wrong? Yes. But my purpose is not to destroy the democratic process of the United States. My whole purpose isn't to break all the laws and say, fuck it, I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do. Rules be damned. Everything be damned. Y'all gonna catch me if you can. He's not doing that. There is a difference. There's a huge difference. And a lot of people I'm getting to the point where I realize a lot of people, they don't care. And the only time they care is when the consequences come. They don't try to do anything to stop the consequences from coming. They just act like it's going to be all good, or it can't get that bad, and blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, bitch. When Trump first came in office, people was like, y'all, this can get bad. Y'all over here fucking around. Earn my vote and shit like this. Bernie a bust and bullshit like that. And when people say, hey, y'all, it can get worse, you didn't believe them. And then we go through Trump and people still are like, well, I guess I don't know. And you're like, well, then there's nothing I can do to convince you otherwise.
Yeah, I just think it's, we've humored a lot of these folks for years now with all there must be something else we can do. But I'm telling you, that 4 years under Trump, when Democrats just didn't even have the numbers to do anything. And I saw how many people have a fundamental lack of understanding about the rules of government and civics.
Right.
And I have never lost respect for a group of people that fast in my life, because I'm like, oh, you guys are like an NBA team fan when the team goes into the off season, you don't know the cap, salary cap, you don't know the rules, you don't know anything, and you just keep going, do something, do something, just do something. You're like, but they can't afford to do something
They
right now.
can't.
Do something, goddamn it, I'm mad. And that's really what it's like. But politically, for a lot of, it's a lot of just do something. And when you're like, what the fuck would that matter? What the fuck would that even help? How is it? You know, I still remember them being when they wanted to impeach Trump, and I said they don't have the numbers, and the Republicans will never go for it. Well, you just do it. You just need to do it. I said, for what? We'll get it on the record. And how's getting it on the record gonna fucking matter? These people don't care about the record, and people that vote for them don't give a fuck about the record. They're voting because of the record. Like you're delusional. You think this is the end of a bad action movie where the good guy has a tape recorder attached to his chest or something, and the bad guy confesses out loud, and the rest of the world goes, "Oh my God, we all thought the mayor was the good guy, but we can hear through the loudspeakers he's the bad guy. Boo this man." Except in America, that crowd is like, "Yeah, okay, no problem." The motherfucker's on trial right now. They're deliberating his fate. He could possibly be ordered to go to jail, and yet it won't move the needle with the people that support him. And so Judge Alito and all these people, you can't depend on them to self-police. The fact that you think you can even shame him and Clarence Thomas into acting right shows me that you truly don't even understand what we up against. You're gonna have to force people to act right.
Yep.
Rudy Giuliani is peddling self-named coffee amid legal woes and financial struggles.
Yeah, but you broke.
Who the fuck is buying a cup of Rudy coffee?
Child, ain't nobody buying Bigfoot, Littlefoot coffee with them Frankenstein shoes. No, sir. Get out of here.
It's available in 3 flavors: America's Mayor Rudy, Fighting for Justice Rudy, and Enjoying Life Rudy. Enjoying Life Rudy is the funniest one. What kind of, is that pumpkin spice blend?
Apparently so.
Enjoying Life Rudy is decaf, according to his website. I hope y'all order these like y'all ordered them Big Baller Brand shoes, and they never show up.
Never show up.
Y'all deserve to be ripped off if you spend $1 on this motherfucker.
You gonna get that bag and pull the thing. I was gonna say Folgers up underneath that bitch.
Right. It's gonna leak like the coffee was leaking on his side of his face when that dye was coming off his head.
That shit gonna be melting.
A Bluey event brings children to tears and angers parents. A Las Vegas restaurant has angered parents and upset children after hosting an event that promised to be a meet and greet with Bluey.
Oh, Bluey the little dog, yes.
Dirt Dog, a popular restaurant chain in Las Vegas and Los Angeles, hosted the event that promised to be a meet and greet with the beloved TV character. The restaurant posted a Facebook event, Celebrate Bluey with Us, marathon of all the Bluey episodes, meeting with Bluey and friends, face painting, games, and special Bluey treats.
Okay, like that's how they promoted it. So people gonna expect Bluey to be there. All right.
And then they said the activities, it gathered nearly 3,000 responses. Thousands more showed up.
Woo!
The activities were not as promised. The parents made multiple complaints about the costumes, face painting, and treats.
Yeah, something like that got to be controlled. Don't you know that's the reason why they shits like that go on tour and like big ass arenas and shit like that? Like it's a reason why, and they might have meet and greet and all that shit is controlled. You can't be like, hey, I'm a little restaurant, y'all gonna get to meet Bluey and not expect to have crowd control issues.
Yeah, apparently, well, I do have some pictures from YouTube we can look at, guys, of what the event looked like when they showed up. Okay. I don't know what the audio is from. Might just be a dude talking, but here's some pictures. So Bluey looks like that on the left.
Yes, because I played the video game.
On the right is their version of Bluey.
Oh no, they didn't even try. Oh no.
Yeah, that's not a good look, I would say.
I'm surprised they didn't have a fucking riot in that place.
Yeah, people showed up to all these poor kids. Oh man. Now you imagine your mama make you stay. Oh man. Like I know these
Did they charge for that?
Yeah, they charge for it. These kids, man.
Oh yeah,
It's just
I'm surprised you didn't have a riot.
it's just a man that looks like Dominic Rivera in a hoodie.
Yes, in a hoodie.
Like, why you can't do this to children, man? Like, yeah, at least on the left you have some facsimile of what a costume should look like.
Right, that's more
This
acceptable.
man went to Amazon about sexy Halloween Bluey.
Yes, he did.
It says, one parent on Facebook parent took to Facebook to share her disdain. She said, "Do not go false advertisement." Uh, the pic on the left, someone else's photo, is what the kids were waiting on at Dirt Dog. That's what we were expecting. There are far better costumes out there. Pic on the right was taken at Trunk or Treat event we took our kids to in Silverton parking lot. They had going on last October. That's what we were expecting. There are far better costumes out there. What a shame they got all these kids' hopes up.
Oh, somebody said it was a free event, but it was at the restaurant, which means people were probably buying food. Like,
I mean, everybody was sitting down like they were about to buy some food, which has got to
Mhm.
be the point of getting all these people out there.
Right.
Some kids were crying. Some kids were upset, crying in their parents' shoulders.
Mhm.
How could you do this? That little kids advertising something so fun and eventful for kids ranging from toddlers to 6, 7 years old,
Right.
and not actually following through with it. It was a very upsetting moment to see so many kids, especially my daughter, just really upset.
Right. Yeah, because children, disappointed. You promised them Bluey, and they looking like, "Mommy, this ain't Bluey." So now the kid looking at you crazy, because they looking like, "But you promised me Bluey."
Right. And that's not even the worst thing kids was getting into this last week. The feds found children working in an Alabama chicken plant.
No shit, because they keep dropping that age.
They asked court to halt sales.
This is what Republicans want, child labor, y'all. Like, y'all bullshitting. Like, eventually this shit gonna come out. It ain't even gonna be a big thing, because they're gonna be like, well, they're gonna be like, if you're tall enough to reach over it, you're tall enough to turn the machine on.
Yep. Sarah Huckabee Sanders is 100% trying to make this a reality.
Yep.
Lawyers representing the plant in Jasper say the move is unprecedented and would create a unique hardship for more than 1,000 workers to have to stop the sale of chicken produced with child labor. You don't see how that's a problem?
Right, because even here in Charlotte, we did a brewery thing, and one of the brewery places we went to when we did that bus, one of the brewery places we went to, they talked about, as we were going around, one of the locations was like a tall building made out of bricks, and they was like, yeah, when I forgot which one of the wars years ago happened, women, when the men were off, women used to work here with their children. And just, before they made the child laws, that kids couldn't work there. But they was like, the second they made those laws, they was like, the plant had to shut down because the women couldn't be there with their kids. So, like, that's the shit that they want. They basically want children, if you can't babysit them, basically have them here working, working themselves to death. Children used to be chimney cleaners and sweepers. You 5, I got fucking black lungs and shit because you've been doing it since you were 3.
So yeah, children have been working at the facility for months, and defendant continually removed goods from the facility the entire time. Attorneys for Marjack Poultry said in court filings that the employees had used forged documents to pass E-Verify system and were terminated after their real ages came to light. Yeah, right. They showed up looking like kids, probably. They probably with 3 of them in a trench coat, and I was like, yeah, sure. Just you can hit the button, right?
If it's a body,
take your tiny hands, put them in the machine, and grab that chicken leg for us that fell down.
Yeah, I don't believe it. Y'all know, and the thing is, the companies aren't never held accountable nor responsible for hiring these people in the first place.
Yeah, this one sounds like the Department of Labor is trying to
get their asses. They need to stop that bullshit.
Yeah, they worked in an area where they hung chickens and removed the wings, which didn't require the use of heavy machinery. The operations where the children worked resembled a commercial kitchen more than a kill floor, the company claimed. Which is it? Which story is it? We knew they was kids, so we made sure they didn't work in the dangerous part, or we didn't know they was kids at all. They just fooled us with these great IDs.
I don't believe nothing. I don't believe any of that. Nothing you said. Nope. do
It's not the
not
first time
believe
the
you.
company even got found out for labor violations.
Of course not. Why not?
They received fines of more than $200,000 after a 16-year-old worker in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, died while cleaning machinery. The team was pulled into the machine in the deboning area that hadn't been fully deactivated. Dang, I was joking about that, and that's what the fuck happened. So yeah, child labor. That's what it takes to get this chicken, guys.
And that's what it takes to get this chicken.
All right. New York City had to shut down the New York City to Dublin video portal because of tomfoolery.
New York City, Dublin.
Yeah, so there was I guess you hadn't heard about this, but there's a video portal where you could real time see people in Dublin on one side of the portal and they could see people in New York on the other side of the portal.
Oh, okay.
And everybody was I guess, some nice people that didn't understand humanity thought of this idea, thought it would be great. People were taking selfies with it and all this stuff. And then, the tomfoolery started.
Oh,
the malarkey.
And y'all can see each other in real time?
Yes.
Oh.
No delay.
Wow.
So like on one side of the portal, people start holding up pictures of the towers of 9/11 burning.
What?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Somebody flashed their titties.
Humanity.
Yep.
Pretty sure they seen dicks then.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's New York. You can't even walk down the street without seeing dicks. Instances of inappropriate behavior have come from a very small minority of portal visitors and have been amplified on social media, said a spokesperson. Portal was the idea of a Lithuanian artist, Benediktas Gilis, who first created a similar link between Vilnius, Lithuania, and Lublin, Poland. Yeah, well, welcome to America. We like to do things a little different over here.
Apparently we do.
This is why God made sure people couldn't all speak the same language. He was like, see,
this is the problem when everybody speak the same language.
Y'all motherfuckers get on the same page, it's a problem. So yeah, it definitely turned into questionable behavior and they had to close it down.
Oh, that was like, no more dick pics. Shut it down.
They are expected to resume streaming at some point, so maybe it's open back up now, but I mean, honestly, it's even more of a reason they're gonna show up and do the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not how this works. Y'all shutting it down just gave people a new mountain to climb. Like, oh, cool. I'll see what I can do to make them shut it down. Here's my butthole, everybody. Is that doing enough for you? No. Okay, well, don't worry, I got more shit for you. All right, let's get into another segment. Let's do some fucking with black people. Keep it old school.
We're just fucking with them people because they black. We're just fucking with them people because they black. We're just fucking with them black people. We're just fucking with them blacks. We're just fucking with black people. Hey, hey,
Someone in the chat said pussy in the portal. That's hilarious. 3 black passengers sue American Airlines after alleging racial discrimination following odor complaint. It was sent to us by our Japanese correspondent. So it's American Airlines.
Mm-hmm.
They allege that employees from the company removed a total of 8 black men from a flight due to a complaint about a passenger with body odor. They claim that American Airlines flight 832 from Phoenix to New York was boarded in January. Employees removed 8 black men from the plane allegedly of a complaint about offensive body odor. Video central to the lawsuit displayed a group of black men who were not traveling together and did not know each other being removed from the flight.
Oh.
They were the only black passengers on the flight.
What?
Black people do smell. And white people are very sensitive. They're like, smells spicy. I only want salt and pepper to taste people on my plane. Emmanuel John Joseph, Alvin Jackson, and Xavier Ville, the three plaintiffs were on a connecting flight from Los Angeles. The three alleged that at no point throughout the other flight did any employee from American Airlines say anything about any offensive odor. Right. So they took a connecting flight. No one had a problem with their body odor. They hop on this plane. All the black people got to get off because black people stink.
Yeah. You set yourself up for a lawsuit. They was like, we was just on the plane. Nothing. We're like, the fuck is this?
Gene Joseph told CBS News senior transportation correspondent Chris Van Cleve that as he gathered his belongings and walked to the jet bridge, he noticed that only black men were being removed from the flight. I started freaking out. He decided to record the incident on his phone. The lawsuit claims that the men were held in the jetway for about an hour and then moved to the gate area where they were told they could be rebooked on another flight to New York later that day. The lawsuit alleges that an American Airlines employee indicated that the complaint about body odor came from a white male flight attendant. Gate agents seen in the video at one point seemed to agree that race was a factor in the decision to remove the men from the flight. When another flight to New York could not be found, the men were put back on the same plane. Jackson described the experience as uncomfortable. Everyone staring at me, and all the other black people on the plane were just taking off. I knew that as soon as I got on that plane, a sea of white faces were going to be looking at me and blaming me for their late flight for being late an hour. Dude, what a ordeal to take all the black people off the flight. Then you can't find another flight. So then you got to put the three black dudes back on. All you did was waste everybody's fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost inconceivable to come up with an explanation for what they did other than color their skin, particularly since they didn't know each other and weren't sitting near each other.
Right. And for some of them, they were just on flights, like connecting flights. But prior to this one, do your airline, and it was not a problem.
My guess is the white flight attendant might have been very sensitive to shea butter. And so he could smell something. He didn't know exactly who it was. He just knew it was a black person because white people don't really use shea butter. Mm-mm. So he said, just get all the blacks off the plane. The shea butter smell would dissipate. And then, whichever ones we let back on, hopefully just not the ones with the shea butter. And I guess they lucked out. So yeah, 0 to 100.
Oh, just get a Jakaris, because I would have been highly upset. You made me get off the plane. Then you would technically gonna make me get on another plane.
Mm-hmm.
Waste my time for an hour. Waste everybody else's time for an hour. Mm-hmm. Then I got to get back on that motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Look at everybody. Probably looking at the person who accused me, because y'all ain't gonna let me know who did it. Mm-hmm. And then what do I get in return? Nothing but I wasn't even gonna get an apology. I wasn't gonna get no sorry. You ain't gonna get nothing. You
might get your own plane. Now that you're doing.
Now I get my name with the plane on the side, because bitch, as soon as I land, I'm talking to somebody. Fuck that.
So Jakaris?
Yes.
Yeah, I just don't see this, and it's the worst kind of racism. To me, one of my most hated types of racism, because I'll never be able to prove this to people who just will not admit that racism could possibly be a motive.
Yeah, if that's the thing,
it's such a coincidence that the only 8 black people on the plane were told to get off,
and no one else,
and nobody else, and then it's such, and then they were booked later. No one else had a problem. It's such a coincidence that I'm like, the only thing could be is racism. But to people that don't understand racism or just don't believe black people, they're gonna never believe it. Which is why it brings me to the next article. Because what black people need is a white man willing to be a black man to explain that racism is real.
What is that Soul Man movie?
No. A Canadian journalist is facing backlash.
You get the fuck out of here. You don't even belong here. A Canadian? Beat it.
You saying he not like us?
No. Hate motherfuckers come over here talk about I know American problems. Bitch, you ain't from here.
Well, that's the thing. He didn't know American problems. So he needed to find out.
No, you don't.
So a Canadian journalist is facing backlash for disgusting himself, I guess he spelled it wrong, as a black man to gather material for his new book on racism in America. Social media users criticized Sam Forster, a white author, after he announced his new book, 7 Shoulders, and admitted to dressing up as a black person for it. Last summer, I disguised myself as a black man and traveled throughout the. Oh, that must have just been a typo at the beginning. Disguised myself as a black man and traveled throughout the United States to document how racism persists in American society. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done as a journalist. Some questioned his use if he used blackface, while others criticized him for profiting from racism. Some thought the book's overview of the most important book on American race relations that's ever been written was satire. So far, he hasn't commented publicly on the backlash from his book announcement yet. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I truly, fully will just have to assume this is some sort of a prank that he's trolling. Just because I can't, and which is still offensive, by the way. Like, I'm not telling anyone not to be offensive. But it's so on its face ridiculous and only going to make people mad.
Right.
I can't imagine anyone doing this. I mean, sure, cockdacity is an inexhaustible resource, but I honestly need to see that he really did write this book and that he's not a comedian or a satirist or that this isn't comedy, because it's so unbelievably stupid. Forget just being offensive. It's so dumb. And of course, everybody dunked on him, which kind of helps it go viral, which makes me wonder if that's part of it.
Right.
You know, even though this is the most important book on racism ever. And of course, everyone made the same points, which is, hey, black people have been saying racism is real. You don't need to dress up as a black person. You could have interviewed black people. You could have promoted someone else's book. This is not you definitely didn't need to become a black person, quote unquote, to experience racism and see if it was true. So I just wonder if it's some sort of a horrible troll, which still makes him extremely offensive. The troll is more offensive than writing the book earnestly in a way. But he did get a shit ton of responses and stuff. I had never heard this guy before.
I probably will never hear about him again.
I'm not saying he's not real or he doesn't do work or whatever, but I just had never heard of the dude before this. So it definitely is a way to get him like listed in things that, you know, in areas that he wouldn't have gone before. So, and then also the other part that to me is very suspicious is you didn't respond to anything. So like, people are mad at you. Black people are saying this is fucked up. You're not even replying to the tweets, which is, once again, I'm like, is he real?
Right. That makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like maybe I'm wrong. I'll gladly be wrong. You know, they're saying he's an author and all this stuff, but I just can't. I guess it's so stupid. I'm having a hard time just accepting that. Oh yeah, this is just what this guy does. He makes these books. You know. Yeah, I'm on Goodreads to see what else he's written. And the books that I see are Seven Shoulders, which has 1 star out for 18 ratings. I imagine they must make you give it 1 star to even be able to qualify for
rating.
And Americosis, a nation's dysfunction observed from public transit, which only has 1 rating of 5 stars. Which sounds like no one read this fucking book. And that book came out January 23rd, 2024, which is 4 months ago. So I don't know, man. This dude could be a troll or something. Yeah, this book is like I said, it's got 1 review. Yeah, virtually every problem with the modern American mode of living stems from 3 major cultural pathological attachments to the automobile, a horrifying apathy towards the obesity epidemic, and a deeply ingrained fetishization of employment. This should be plain to anyone paying attention, but especially clear if you sell your car and spend 6 grueling months riding public transit in Dallas, Texas, arguably the nation's most regrettable example of urban dysfunction. For half a year, I got on a train in one of the biggest, so this is his thing, in one of the biggest cities in the world. Did he do this in blackface? Is that how he's doing both books so close together? He's like, I did it in blackface, and for some reason, no one would pick me up in cars. And also, I found out that black people are really untrusting. Like when you get on the bus, they're like, "What the fuck's your deal?" And I'm like, "Wow, racism is real." Hey, I'm just a dude. All right. Karen's not in the mood to laugh at that. I get it.
I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Y'all might be in for a treat. You know, back before the war broke out, I was a saucier in San Antone. I bet I could call up some of them greens. Yeah, noodle some crawfish out the patty, yo. I made some crab for dessert now, yeah? Hey, yeah. Ha!
One of my favorite fucking movies, and the whole point was how ridiculous it was.
He says, for half a year, I got on the train in one of the biggest cities in the wealthiest nation of all time, only to find myself surrounded by people who are either homeless or commuting to a job that hardly keeps them above the poverty line. Most of them are morbidly obese, and those who aren't are only slim because of heroin or some other destructive analgesic. This country is in shambles for reasons that are material and obvious. So, yeah, I think he's a troll.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a political troll. I don't believe that this man really did any of this shit. Even if he wrote this book, I think it's all lies and fake, and I think he's a big old stunt queen. 0 to 100.
I'm gonna go down. You get 100 versus Jacaris because I do believe what you're saying. I don't believe that this person is taking anything they're doing seriously. I don't, it's like I'm doing this for attention, because if you took what you did seriously, you would be saying something, for a lot of people, who do that thing. They're gonna know this is my art, blah, 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 blah. You just crickets. You're not saying anything. And even trolls will respond. So I'm like, are you even a real person? I mean, I'm not trying to be funny when I make that statement, but it's like you're not saying anything. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you have a blue check mark on Twitter, so you paid for the virility of going viral.
Correct.
Yeah, I'll give it a. All that being said, I'll still give it a Jacaris because I think what he is trolling is worse what he's doing.
Yes.
Because if you believe his premise, he's a naive person that just, I'm from Canada and I don't understand this racism thing. And it would make him like the most naive, dumb motherfucker of all time. I don't believe that's what happened. But there's almost more of an earnestness in the idea of someone thinking that that's a thing. I don't think he thinks it's a thing. I think he knows he's going to get mad. I think I looked on Amazon and said #1 new release. The book's not out yet. It probably just means a lot of people clicked on it or saved it or whatever. Hate reads count the same as read. So
yes, they do.
I think that's the whole purpose of this man. And yeah, I give it a Dracarys. All right. Let's see. Well, let's move on to something else. Let's do some guess the race and start wrapping this bad boy up. Let's see. What's my guess the race music? That would help, right? If I clicked on that shit. There we go.
It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
A woman was arrested for battering a man with a cinnamon roll.
Oh, shit now. Good way to beat that dough.
Florida.
I could help myself.
Well, hold on. I'm trying to get to the thing for you. There you go. A Florida woman was arrested Tuesday night after allegedly striking a man in the neck with a thrown cinnamon roll.
Not the neck.
Must have thought shit was sweet. Cops say Anne Marie Luna, 37, chucked the food item at the back of the 49-year-old victim's head, striking him at the base of the neck.
I guess he couldn't glaze over that situation.
You're on a cinnamon roll over there. An arrest affidavit does not reveal a motive for the alleged cinnamon roll attack, which was recorded by security cameras. After being read her rights, she admitted to tossing the delicacy. The affidavit indicates that no weapon was seized from investigators. Well, the cinnamon roll is it a weapon or a delicious treat?
It is a weapon.
Someone definitely gonna eat that in the evidence locker.
Yes, they are. I don't think that's gonna survive.
The victim was not injured by the cinnamon roll, but wishes prosecution. Pete. She was charged with misdemeanor battery, booked in county jail. She was released that night after posting $500 bond, and the judge ordered her to stay away from the victim. She's still legally permitted to have contact with cinnamon rolls.
Oh no!
All right, Karen. That's the race.
What's their name?
Her name is Anne Marie Luna.
White. Anne Marie Luna.
Karen says white. Let's check the chat room, see what they believe. And we'll
Anne Marie, 2 first names.
I wonder if she bought like the cinnamon roll in a pack, or if it was like you went to a bakery, got a cinnamon roll, if it was one of a dozen. Like, I have so many more questions. Spicy cinnamon Latina, salt and pepper to taste white, Latina, straight jacket white, Latina, white dough, white crime, white. A lot of whites, a lot of Latina on this one. The correct answer is she was never cinnamon cry. She never cinnamon cry. She just tried to cinnamon dye white. All right. That's a good one, Cass, always. I had to read that. I give it to both of y'all. White and Latina. Also, low key would have gave it to y'all if y'all said black, because she also gives me light skin black.
Yes.
So I don't know what the right answer is. Consider it a free space. You guys are all winners today. Let's go to the next one. Florida man. Oh, Florida man, 46, arrested for road rage al dente.
Oh shit! Not pasta terms.
Right.
A little dits.
So the victim in a drive-by attack, cops say, was hit in the arms, leg, and torso by a road rage Florida motorist. But the male escaped without injury because he was only struck with pasta and sauce. So that changed that's a different definition. I'm gonna wet you.
Yes, a saucy situation.
Cops alleged that Nolan Goings, 46, was involved in a road rage incident over glaring headlights. So the headlights are too bright. The defendant threw food, pasta with sauce, from the passenger seat of his vehicle, striking the victim through his open window as he operated his vehicle. Who has pasta and sauce just on deck?
So much food, Chad. You got kids at home. I guess y'all ain't getting no spaghetti and meatballs tonight because somebody tried to toss it out the window.
Like, was he returning from Olive Garden? And he had his to-go plate, and he's just like, fuck it. Then you getting the pasta and the sauce now.
All you can eat pasta and salad.
Right. Have a little of this gabagool. Goins was found with the same food stains on his right sleeve as the male target of the pasta pelting. So they did some CSI work. CSI Pasta showed up.
They did some marinara investigation.
We're gonna have to DNA test the sauce.
They had to do some sauce work like you do blood work.
Right. Okay, so if you're not guilty, then what's this sauce on your arm? Taste that.
Just tastes a little marinara.
That's a 100% pure Prego. You're going to jail, motherfucker.
I'm tasting ragu. You're going down.
That's oregano, parsley.
Yes.
And a hint of nutmeg. Oh, you did it.
Did you put thine in this?
Right. Going to charge of battery misdemeanor, booked in the county jail. He was freed on $1,000 bond. He's a painting contractor whose rap sheet includes convictions for selling marijuana, obstruction, and battery twice, as well as a multitude of traffic infractions. You don't say.
Damn, what was he battering other people with? The bread and the croutons?
Right. He was. He also was throwing endless shrimp at people.
Right. Sir, you can't do this forever. Yes, I can. It's endless.
Don't make me get my breadsticks.
Right.
Investigators did not identify the kind of pasta or sauce used in the alleged attack. Well, yeah, you need that. How you gonna guess the race without the pasta? What kind of pasta and sauce it was?
I mean, come on now. We already know it was al dente.
Yeah, we are. I mean, listen, linguine is one type of suspect, but lasagna, shit, you know. What if it's marinara, you know, with some spaghetti?
What if it's a tortellini?
Yeah, I need to know. Investigators did not identify it's also unclear why he had the pasta and the sauce. Well, he probably just keeps some. Y'all don't keep pasta and throwing sauce in your car?
I don't.
In case some shit pop off?
I'm sorry to disappoint you.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now.
Not.
I keep a bowl of Chef Boyardee. I keep
just in case of emergency.
I got a can of SpaghettiOs in case any motherfucker want to smoke.
You ready?
You want the sauce?
Ready.
You want the sauce? Okay. Let me get my can open. I see it's finna to go down up in here.
Oh, whoa.
Okay. You telling the Chef Boyardee sent you. Chef Hard RD. That's what they call me. Karen, guess the race of Mr. Nolan Goins.
White.
Karen's going with white on this one. The chat room says he ain't in no gang, but got pasta and it bang bang spaghetti western white. Spaghetti western. Cash, you're on fire today. Good job. What? No fucking ZD, Italian white. Clint Eastwood white. One of Mario and Luigi's ex-felon cousins, Italian. Well, he would have had some mushrooms in the sauce. White like Alfredo sauce. Stick a fork in him. He's pasta. Box him up with the breadsticks. Ralph White. Yeah, you sleeping with the fishes with spaghetti and the fish. Only 1% can waste food in this economy. White. The correct answer is white.
You make them real mad. They'll sprinkle some Parmesan on you.
Yeah. You sprinkle Parmesan on you when you're dead.
Yes.
So yeah, that's him. Man. Also, like driving down the street, motherfucker got you honk honk da 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 sploosh spaghetti and meatballs. I'm never gonna be ready for that.
That's gonna be completely unexpected.
I'll be more ready for you to shoot me.
Yes, than I
will for you to throw a motherfucking what else you got in your fucking, you got a cream pie in there like a fucking clown? Like, what else do you have in your car?
That's what I'm gonna hear. I'm like,
right. What's wrong with you? Jesus. All right. Let's get back to the final round. Karen is 2 for 2. So racist.
How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life? How can I?
Call them niggas.
Just call them niggas.
It's time to go right.
Gold chain, fried chicken, biscuit, monkey, big baboon, big dot, and fast running. High jumping spear, chucking 360-degree basketball.
All right. Oh, actually, I gotta go to Twitter to get this one.
Okay.
Shit. Sorry, guys. I thought I had what I needed, and then as soon as I got to the article, I realized they didn't have the video that I needed. Okay. So here we go. A man. Oh man, a man with a suspicious license joined the court call on Zoom.
Okay, a man with a suspended license joined the court. Okay.
While driving his car.
Oh no!
Yep.
So he was like, hello. What is that in the background? Oh, that ain't nothing. We see you got a blur, but it looks like you're moving. I'm not moving.
Yep. He his name is Mr. Harris. What is his first name?
That's hilarious.
Corey Harris is his name.
Corey Harris.
That's his name. And he, soon as he like picks up Matter of fact, let me get off this sassy article and get to a more traditional article. So I don't think y'all can hear the sound in this thing. Give me a second. God, now I gotta open up a different browser. I just want y'all to get the full experience. That's why I'm doing all this.
Okay.
I could just read it, but then y'all won't get to hear how funny it is. Hopefully y'all can hear it. All right, I'm gonna play it in a second. Probably gonna be an ad first. If I know anything about the internet. Maybe no ad. Hold on, we're seeing. Oh no, it's an ad. Don't forget, guys, the Blackout Tips /premium. Sign up, become a member. All right, we got monthly options, we got year-long options. You get behind the paywall, lots of funny shows, our sports show, our nerd show. If you're a person that used to be just a tip on Spotify, go sign up and you can get the full experience.
You get everything.
We're sorry that just the tip had to stop, but
right.
It was a great advertisement for what we do now.
Mm-hmm.
Today's People versus Corey Harris.
Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate for Mr. Harris, who should be present via Zoom.
Oh, so this is just the unedited video. It's not the story. All right, fuck. I guess I do gotta read this shit.
Okay.
And could y'all hear it, by the way, in the chat room? Could y'all even hear what I played? Because I know y'all were having some audio issues earlier.
I don't know.
So all right, I'll just read it.
They said yes.
Okay, so they could hear it. Okay, all right. Well, anyway, so trying to think of the best way to get a video. I could play it, but I just don't know if it'll work. Well, Corey Harris told this Ann Arbor judge that he about his suspended license while literally driving a car on Zoom, which I'm pretty sure
you couldn't sit down long enough just for the Zoom call.
Yeah, and he told the judge to wait a minute while I park.
While
Yeah. Okay, maybe this is a better article.
While they park.
Yes.
The nerve.
He's like, hold on.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
But we in
The
this
judge-
Zoom.
The judge
Stationary?
The judge literally does this, by the way. If y'all looking at my screen, he's holding a pen. He goes, he drops the pen like you drop a mic at the end of a stand-up set.
Like, sir, you know you're here for a suspended license, so you obviously are guilty.
Yeah, it's like if you get caught for drug possession and then you do the Zoom call while smoking crack.
Pulling in right now at the second. Yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
Okay.
I feel so bad for his defense attorney.
Right.
What do you even say? Your Honor, we give up. You see what I'm working with. So Corey, just come on down to the jail. Just make your next stop on your drive from the doctor's office to jail.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And he was just driving. And
This the judge.
he didn't have a license.
Is with the charges, Your Honor, yes.
For the record, it flips back to Corey for a second. He just goes, and then it moves back to his defense attorney.
What the fuck did you think was going to happen?
What could he possibly say to that?
No, I'm looking at his record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Flip back to Corey again.
Hello?
He's pretending he can't hear it.
1 minute, Mr. Harris.
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is turned himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today.
We know you can get there.
Yeah. So guess the race of the defendant, Corey Harris.
Corey Harris is black, and that judge, I bet it's probably like 4 p.m. He was like, "We'll make it 6. We'll see you in an hour and a half." I got a doctor's appointment. Don't care. Don't care. Be here by 6. I'm putting a warrant out for your arrest. You have wasted everybody's time in here. What are we doing? And I'd have hung up the Zoom call. The fuck is this?
You wasted everyone's time.
Everybody's time.
Everyone should get the afternoon off, including this defense attorney. Like, Your Honor, I just need a break. This is what I'm doing. Didn't do nothing black. Driving while black.
I know that it sounded like the judge was just disgusted.
The niggatry black. My favorite part is just that he asked them to can let me pull over. Like he told them to hold on. He's on Zoom for his own court appointment. Like, oh, I gotta park real quick. Hold on, player. Y'all all got it right.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the judge and that's him. Judge on the left. The judge is just as funny. If y'all can see some of this video, the judge is hilarious with just is this the right
there are 3 simple
it's the wrong video, but the judge is just hilarious because just he's a character too. The way he just throws his pen down, just like what the fuck.
People versus Corey Harris.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate for Mr. Harris, who should be present via Zoom.
Mr. Harris,
Who's driving? Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office. Actually, so just give me 1 second.
Why didn't he wait 40 seconds? Why didn't he wait 40 seconds to hop on the Zoom? Why didn't he pull over a little earlier? Be late to the doctor. Get another appointment.
You'd have to film me outside. I'd have been outside.
Yeah. Oh my God. This is so dumb.
And he didn't even gray out the background or nothing.
Nothing. Just old and black.
Just old. Yes, because a younger person would have blurred out the background, pushed their seatbelt up underneath their shoulder.
Did you think? It's like he thought if you're not moving in the car while the actual hearing is happening, it doesn't count. You know what I'm saying? It's like he really thought like, oh no, I'm parked now. Obviously, I'm not guilty.
He don't even know how to come on and just with just your name and just
right.
Talk.
He could have. Did he not know his camera was on?
He did. You know what he did? Dad, this is old and black. Somebody who just did not know how to use Zoom. Mm-hmm. Your nephew showed you 3 seconds before you left the house how to use Zoom, and he was like, "You press the button and you go in." He was like, all right, boy." They was like, "But let me show you something." I was like, "All right, boy, I got to go." And he didn't follow. He didn't listen to none of the instructions because he was like, "Well, I wipe your ass. I know all the answers." And now you got less than an hour to have your ass to the courthouse for they put a warrant out for your arrest.
This is why Cher dates 19-year-olds. You know,
gotta be on top of shit.
They know just how the Zoom work.
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
He really said that like he just finished a race. Like, and 3, 2, 1, parked. All right, not guilty.
And the judge is smiling because the judge is really. I know that judge mind's going, "The fuck is this?"
All right, what are we doing?
Your Honor, we are requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks at the court.
Well, I think the judge legitimately didn't know what the case was for at that moment, but you can see on his face as he looks at his own paperwork, it scrunches up like, I know this motherfucker is not. Honestly, his face said, I know this Negro is not driving on a suspended license and in a trial about driving with a suspended license. I know I didn't just see that. Like you can look at his brow.
Possibly 2 to 4 weeks that the court would allow.
He frowns up as he realized what the case is.
He's like, the fuck am I reading?
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something.
Okay.
This is
okay. So he's like, well, maybe I missed the point.
Because judges see a lot of cases. This ain't, how to get away with murder where they know all the facts that everything. It's like I see 12 cases a day. I'm just trying to get this shit done. And then I look on this and this motherfucker is talking about some, driving in this motherfucking thing.
Did it change? How we get to this?
I have no idea, Karen. I'm working on it.
Okay, my bad.
But I feel like the judge was realizing the problem as it was happening. Like,
hilarious.
Shit, this motherfucker right here, he is driving on suspended license. And what is this case about? Driving on suspended license?
Yeah, because you could have been coming in there for anything. So like, okay, I'm a wait, yeah. And he was already like, you driving, you're not even taking this seriously.
Yeah. Let's see if I can make it bigger and get back to where we were. Sorry, everybody. This is weird interface.
Respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
His face is killing me. His face is like, I know I'm not reading what I thought I'm reading.
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And he was just driving. And
that's what he realized. No, look at the white lady in the top left in the middle. On the prosecution. She put her hand over her face because she want to laugh. She's like, this is the easiest fucking case I ever had in my life. Thank you, Corey. Thank you. Like, you can see her. Look at how she put her hand
correct,
up.
Your Honor.
Yeah, she probably wanted to
die. And he was just driving. And he didn't have a license.
Yeah, you don't want to bust out laughing.
Right.
That's with the charges, Your Honor, yes.
No, I'm looking at his record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That arm is good.
Even the defense attorney the public defender wanted to laugh. She didn't, but she smiled like goddamn it, we finna go viral. I'm finna be on fucking Twitter tonight.
She looking like all my colleagues gonna laugh at me.
Mm-hmm. Is he trying? What is Corey doing? Like he tried to touch his screen.
He probably tried to turn it off.
Is he trying to raise his hand to be like,
what?
I got something to say? Or is he trying to turn off the camera?
I bet you're trying to turn off the camera. I told you when his nephew gave him that 3-minute tutorial, he didn't fucking listen.
They're still playing. It's just no one's talking. Oh, I get it.
1 minute, Mr. Harris.
Now y'all know I gotta go. Come on, y'all. I got a doctor's appointment. What the fuck's taking so long? Hold on, let me drive up here and see what they do.
I'm surprised they didn't get out the car and take them with him.
You should start listening to music. All right, then. Well, let me know when y'all ready.
Yeah, like
mustard on the beat, ho.
No, like the seatbelt all on the screen. He didn't blow out the background. He ain't like put the seatbelt up underneath his arms or push it down or nothing. Yeah, it's
hold on. The judge. Well, okay, go ahead. What?
No, somebody was talking about the camera on. Like, yeah, probably when you go in, the camera probably automatically comes on. Yeah, he didn't know.
He would do that. So defendant's bond is.
I just appreciate the judge's hands after all the silence. He just puts his hands on like just a shrug. Like, what the fuck? What y'all want me to do?
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is turning himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
Corey can't even. Why?
That's hilarious.
Why he lay back inside like Warren sat when he got busted in that prostitution screen?
He got mad, nigga. You was driving.
Oh, he's like,
he's shocked.
The nerve of this nigga. He didn't even know it was supposed to be muted. He thought it was muted and the picture was off.
You know he thought he was muted?
Right. I know this nigga didn't just. I got to tell my wife.
Thank you.
Your Honor. Mr. Harris, I'll be giving you a call.
Okay.
Corey, he should be like, well, how am I gonna get there, Your Honor? You said I can't drive. Can you at least come pick me up? Damn. That's how I got in this situation.
The lawyer just said, I'll call you. What do you think that conversation is going to be?
Well, he'll pick it up on his drive over. He'll be fine. All right.
She better catch him 4-6.
Well, she is. You going the doctor's appointment gonna have to wait. Go have to wait. All right, last thing. We had fun. It's time to do some sword ratchetness.
Hey, baby, you think he don't give her to go to y'all validate parking, sir? Sir, no, we don't validate parking. You're gonna be charged for every day your car is here. We do not validate parking for prison. You're going to jail. What are you talking about?
All right, but do I get to drive on the weekends? Like, what's going on?
No, suspended. If in fact your car stays here, we tow it.
Right. All right. Spencer, what's IA? Iowa? What the fuck is IA? I don't know. Let's go with Iowa, guys. I don't know which abbreviation it is.
I'll check. I don't know.
A Spencer, Iowa. Rob was right. A Spencer, Iowa woman was arrested for interference with official acts with a weapon after brandishing a sword. At about midnight on Saturday morning, Spencer police were called to a disturbance on the 800 block of East 7th Street. The caller stated there was an unknown female banging on her door. It's the worst kind of female.
Right? Unknown.
And
unknown.
34-year-old Tristan Burr, white, was standing on the front porch with pepper spray and a sword. Police said she aggressively approached the officer swinging the sword while refusing the law enforcement commands. So they deployed the taser. She was taken into custody without further incident. She was treated on the scene by the ambulance. Law enforcement investigation determined Burr made the initial call to 911 with the intent to confront police. So she called the police on herself. What? Am I
and then they showed up and she was like, I got something for you, ma'am.
Right.
You called us. We don't understand. Are you the complainant and the victim? What's happening here?
Blue lives don't matter to me.
Apparently not.
I was hoping y'all was gonna show up.
I was hoping y'all showed up.
Y'all took too long. It's about time. Okay. I'm glad y'all finally made it. I made the call.
I'm complaining on myself.
Right. It's an angry white lady here with a sword and pepper spray. And she said, fuck the police. All right, y'all. That's it. Thanks for listening.
Hilarious.
We'll be back. I don't know. We may or may not do a feedback episode this weekend. Just depends on how I feel. Might do 2 more episodes next week, depending on how we feel. All right, y'all. Until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Bye, everybody. Have a good day coming out.